I'm going to begin a series on the 10 northern tribes, and I want to start out by this it was printed in Washington, D.C. on November 10th, but I don't know what year. And I've had it for about 15 years, so it's probably around the year 2000 or something when I put this up on my website. And let me read from it. It says, virtually all European men descended from 10 genetic forefathers who lived tens of thousands of years ago in various parts of the continent. Researchers reported on Friday they all seem to have been descended from men who moved to Europe from the Ural Mountains of Central Asia and the Middle East in 3 successive waves. The international team of genetic researchers reports in the journal Science. The researchers, led by Dr. Ornella Semino Pavia of Pavia University in Italy, studied the chromosomes of 1,007 men across Europe and the Middle East. Only men with Y chromosomes, only men have Y chromosomes, and they are passed down virtually unchanged from father to son. Mutations in the chromosomes can be used as a kind of modular clock, and the researchers found that 95% of the men's genes could be traced to one of 10 categories. 10 lineages account for about 95% of the 107 European chromosomes studied. The researchers wrote in their report published in the Journal of Science, the genes match up nicely to what experts know about European society. It is possibly to see 3 clusters of distinct geography and culture. The researchers wrote, the first comprises Basques and Western Europeans, the second Middle Eastern, and the third Eastern European populations from Croatia, Ukraine, Hungary, and Poland. Although Basques in Spain and Sardinians in Italy and Saami people in Finland have distinct cultures, their genes look like those of other Europeans. The researchers said the oldest male lineage they found dates back to the Old Stone Age, or Paleolithic period, which ended 15,000 years ago. It was characterized by a genetic variation or mutation called M173, and it found half of the men they looked at. There are 2 subtypes that share M173 called Eu18 and Eu19. The researchers said the frequency of Eu18 decreases from west to east, being most frequent in Basque. They wrote, in contrast, haplotype Eu19, which is derived from M173 lineage and is distinguished by M17, is virtually absent in Western Europe. They added, the frequency increases eastward and reaches a maximum in Poland, Hungary, and Ukraine. These people first showed up in the archeological record, in the Argenacian people, people who were known in their rock age and fine tools. All these genes also show up in Native Americans and Siberian people. This observation suggests that M173 is an ancient eurostatic marker that was brought in or arose in the group of Homo sapiens, modern humans, who entered Europe and diffused from the east to the west about 40,000 to 35,000 years ago, spreading the Agnatic culture. The researchers wrote, this culture appeared almost simultaneously in Siberia, from which some groups eventually migrated into the Americas. Groups became isolated in the Ice Age. Some of the genetic variations tie in with theories and groups that become located during the Ice Age, which ended 13,000 years ago. The researchers said another marker, called the M170, dates to 22,000 years ago. The researchers said, and is associated with the Gravettian culture. This group was known for its Venus figurines, shell jewelry, and for using mammoth bones to build homes. The third group, about 20% of the men, seem to date from the recent times, having come from Europe between 15,000 and 20,000 years ago. The researchers said these men were probably from Neolithic farmers who migrated from Fertile Crescent in the Middle East. As might be expected, their genes are found most frequently along the Mediterranean, the researchers said. Okay, that's the extent of it, but the point I want to make is that all these people came from 10 different tribes, basically, and they're all family related and genetically. And so I just wanted to point that out in preparation of what I'm going to share with you next. Thank you so much.